Dalen Costingham with Ronin Fitness. Today we're going over a back to basics shoulder workout and exactly what muscle parts we're hitting on a lot of our common shoulder exercises. And what are the things you should be looking for when you're actually performing them, as opposed to just going along with the motion, hoping you're hitting the right body part. What are the things you should be feeling? What are the motions that you're looking for? What are some barrier and markers that will help you along the way? So we'll be doing that today. Before we go into that, I want to talk a little bit about expertise today, and what it means to be an expert and what it means that you're not to be an expert. So for instance, a lot of people, claim expertise just has to do with formal education, and I don't think that's necessarily true. But I do think it takes a significant amount of experience or study in something. For instance, I have been studying, obviously, weightlifting and fitness for about, I would say, anywhere between 7 to 8 years. I've been doing martial arts even longer than that. I've been an athlete most of my life. So for me, I have a lot of expertise in this particular area, and there's a lot that's backed with that. And my knowledge breaks that barrier as well. But if you ask me questions about astrophysics, an area I know very little about, I would be one of the first to tell you this isn't an area that I have a lot of expertise in. I would also be very quick to not manage anybody on the area of astrophysics because it's not anything I have experience with. What I do see in the world a lot, though, is people who have lack of expertise in an area, like often pretending that they have more expertise than they do, and they try to cement their opinion that way, when in reality they might only have a few months of studying this particular area. So it's important to make sure that we kind of stay in our own lane with what we actually have expertise in. And what I would like you to do is ask yourself, what is expertise? At what point am I an expert in something? At what point do I have the credentials to give commands to others? And if you don't find that you have the expertise in that area, please defer to people who do. That's the best way to that will filter into a strong management system as well. All right, let's get moving into some shoulder exercises. I'm going to start with the dumbbell. So we're going to start with the lateral raise. So this is one of my favorite ones. I'm going to start with just one arm today. Eventually I'll grab my other dumbbell and we'll do two. But here's what you have to be able to do a lateral raise. What a lot of people do wrong with this, including clients of mine in person, they'll raise their shoulder up and they'll try to almost tense all this area here. This is called your trap. You can see it on this side. It's kind of the muscle that comes down from your neck to your shoulder. There are a lot of exercises we do to strengthen that, but the lateral raise is made to be more for the outside of your shoulder here. So to make that happen, you have to relax your trap. What I almost do is I almost just make sure I have a decent grip on my dumbbell. I relax my shoulder and my trap, and then I'm just gonna raise it up only to about shoulder height and then back down, but I stay as relaxed as possible because the muscle that I want utilizing, or the muscle that I want working, is going to be the outside of my shoulder here. So again, I'm coming up and down. Let's try 5 together. Ready? 1, stay and relax. 2, 3, 4, and one more, and 5. Good, and let's switch to the other shoulder just so we get 5 on that side as well. Big thing is, if you can't stay relaxed, if it's so heavy that you're struggling to get it up and you have to tense everything else up too, it's probably too heavy. The way to grow shoulders this way isn't to add more weight, but to add more reps. So again, stay relaxed. If you can go heavier and keep that relaxed position, great. But if not, go with the weight that you can keep your traps relaxed. Good, and one more. Beautiful, excellent. All right, let's try both together now. Same thing, stay relaxed with both of them. Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful, nice work. Go ahead, put those down. Or actually, keep those dumbbells there. Let's move to let's move to some other shoulder activities that we can do. So first thing to do before you do a lot of shoulder exercises is what's called test your range of motion. Can you bring your arms all the way up and all the way down? Back and forth. Does that hurt you to do that? If you can't raise it all the way up, you might have to get looked at by a doctor or another medical professional to see why you don't have a full range of motion. Another one that we can do is to take your arms, go back and forward. You should at least be able to get your arms completely sideways and in line with your body. If you can go back further, that's even a better range of motion. But if you can't get back that far, that might be another case where you want to seek a physical therapist or another medical professional. Same thing, let's try it with one arm. We're just gonna go with a arm circle and see if you can do a full circle and a full rotation. Is it painful? Are you feeling any clicking? That might be arthritis or something else. Again, seek a physical therapist or a medical professional. Same thing other side. I do hope that you're following along with these motions with me, making sure that you have that full range of motion. Full range of motion is so important. Next one we're gonna do is we're just gonna come down, bring your elbows to your sides, and then back up, almost like a jumping jack. Seeing the full range of motion you have with your shoulders. If there's no popping, clicking, anything crazy like that, that's a good sign. Good. All right, let's move on to a front raise. So again, I'm gonna start with just one dumbbell. I'm gonna keep this one here for now. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna raise up, again, shoulder height. This one hits the inside of your shoulder, but you can tense your trap up a little bit for this one. So if you need to tense your trap, that's okay, because your traps are supposed to get hit. All right, but what I don't want you to do is it shouldn't be so much that you end up swinging your body. If you're here and you have to use your back to swing up, that means, yeah, you're hitting your shoulder, but you're cheating on the way to do that. So make sure that when you raise your shoulder up, that it's just your body. When I raise it up, it's only my shoulder, and everything else, again, stays fairly relaxed. So again, let's try 5 here. Don't use your back, just use your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and switch hands, same thing. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go double. Same thing, one more time. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. So now we have 2 different types of raises. We're gonna go into our last one before we go into some presses. Next one is going to be a rear delt fly. Now you can do this one from a sitting down position, or you can do it from almost an all fours position, and you're just going to take your arm and swing it up. Here's the things that's important on this one anytime you're doing a rear delt fly, is you want to keep your elbow slightly bent. If you have it straight, you're going to put more pressure on your shoulder than necessary. You keep your elbow slightly bent, and when you raise up, you only go up as high as on this one, you go up as high as you can. That's it, and then back down. Again, try to keep your body relaxed. If you tense all the way up and all the way down and your arm is tense, you're gonna end up getting a lot of more forearm activation, and you're gonna tire your body out so that you're really not gonna be able to hit your shoulders the way you want. Again, with shoulders, the key is to stay relaxed so that the muscle group that actually lifts it up is your delts. Where if you're really tense, you might end up pulling from other muscle groups that you're not intending to pull from. All right, so again, we're gonna be here, one arm on the ground, one on the dumbbell. Let's just try 5, keep your elbow bent, and just come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then switch, let's go to the other arm. On this one, we won't be able to do both at once because I'm using my body to stabilize myself. Same thing, let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. And then let's move on next to presses. So that's going to be the way to do both of those. So now we have our front raise, side raise, rear delt fly. So last one is going to be presses. Now there's several different type of presses for our shoulder. There's a military press, there's a standard shoulder press, there's an Arnold press, but all of them have the same components. So rather than going through each of them, I'm going to just go over the standard shoulder press because it should be able to translate to each of them. All right, so from here, what I want to do, so this is where our range of motion comes into play. So what you want to do is you want to be able to lift both dumbbells above your head and then bring them down. What a lot of people do wrong though is that they only bring their dumbbells down to here. That limits my shoulder activation. This is where range of motion, as I said earlier, comes into play. So what I'm going to do is I need it to come down so that my dumbbells are even with my ears, which means my elbows have to almost drop so that they're even with my sternum or my solar plexus, the middle of my torso, is right where my elbows should be before they press. That's gonna give me the full shoulder activation. If you can't go down that low because you have a range of motion issue, go seek a doctor or a physical therapist, Or you might just have too heavy of weight where you're only able to bring it down a little bit because it's too much. So that means you need to go down in weight. So seek try the weight one first. If that doesn't work, then I would go seek medical help. But from here, same thing. My elbows are at a 90-degree bend. My elbows are even with my torso, but I create these little L's kind of with my arms, and then I'm just gonna push up, almost get the dumbbells together, and then come back down. Let's try 5 together. Here we go. Ready? Up. 1, and bring those elbows down. Try to make sure that they get lower. 2. Dumbbells have to be even with my cheeks or my ears. 3. And then hold here. Look on both sides. See if that they're even with you. 4. And 5. Beautiful. All right, you can put those down. Now for me, if I was doing Arnold presses, they start out in front of me. They come right to the same position they just were for the shoulder press, and then they come back up. So again, every single military press, the dumbbells or the weight should be even. Your hands should be even with the side of your face, and your elbows should come across your center line. All right, that's gonna be the way to activate shoulders moving forward. So if we're doing a shoulder exercise, pay attention to these types of things. This is gonna let you know that you're activating the way that you need to activate. This has been Dalen Cothingham of Ronin Fitness. Until I see you next time, don't stop till your good has become better and your better has become your best.